So what is Illegal Civ? They've got a full-length movie on Apple TV Plus. They came out with a full-length skate video, Godspeed, and now they're making skateboards. I don't completely understand what Illegal Civ is, but I know that it's cool, and they convinced me to buy one of their skateboards. If you didn't see Godspeed, Alex Midler did a back 360 into the car wash gap where Dustin Dolan ollied it, I believe. Milton Martinez kickflipped it, and this random kid from Texas did a half cab. But that gap is absolutely gnarly. It's probably one of the gnarliest gaps that people are skating right now. And he back 3'd it just perfectly. Just such a gnarly trick on such a gnarly spot. Seeing that trick, it really grabs your attention. It truly looks death-defying. That trick is probably what convinced me to buy this board. It's Alex Midler's Pro board from Illegal Civ. That's the board that I'm gonna be skating today, and so I wanna give my honest thoughts and feedback on the quality of this board. I'll let you know up front, I'm pretty disappointed with the board. But beyond just reviewing the board itself, I wanna dedicate a skate session to trying to become more like Alex Midler. First, if you like these videos and you wanna see them show up in your YouTube feed, drop a like, subscribe, and comment. If you wanna get more of my skateboard content, you can follow me on Instagram at The Local Joe. I post clips there pretty consistently. And if you want to support this channel, you can buy a Friday hoodie or t-shirt or whatever you want on the website. Link will be in the description. So to start off, I just want to give a quick overview of the specs on this board. So this is an Alex Midler Pro board. As you can see, 8.25 inches wide. As always, the concave is pretty like medium to mellow. The kicks are fairly steep, especially the tail. The nose feels great. It's super wide. You can see that blunt shape. I really like that. It's how my last real board was. Love that in the nose. But what throws me off is this tail here. It's really steep. I don't know if you can tell from that angle. I know I can just by looking at it. It is a very tall and steep tail. And personally, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't want to be too negative, so let's just start off with what I liked about this board. So, number one, this graphic is maybe one of my favorite all-time graphics ever on a skateboard. I wish I would have just left the skateboard and, you know, put it up on the wall because I love the simple artwork of the drawing. I've got it all scuffed up now, but it used to look even crispier, and I love the plain like matte white background. Red and white is like one of my favorite color schemes ever, so huge fan of this graphic. Whoever did the artwork, you're amazing. You did such a good job. Seriously killed it. I wish you'd do artwork for me. Now the other thing that I did like about this board is the nose. Just that shape, that really full shape. I love that, but to be honest, the flick on this board was not my favorite. I don't think it was the board's fault. I think this was more my fault. The tail on this is super steep, right? And so that throws your timing off, and so each time I would go to flick, I felt like I was flicking early because it takes longer to get this tail into the ground. It's less responsive. So my kickflips have not been great on this board, but I don't think it's the nose's fault. The nose is great. It's just this really tall, steep tail just wasn't doing it for me. Now moving on to the pop. The pop on this board was definitely underwhelming. I've only been skating this board for like 5 days, and the first time I skated it, I noticed the pop wasn't that great, and each day that I skated it, it's gotten worse and worse. It's kind of a bummer. You really expect boards to at least have good pop and be crispy for, you know, a week minimum. And yeah, this guy died on me really quick. Now finally we'll get to the durability. This board is just so flexy. Just the most flexible board I've ever skated. Again, first session, I noticed it. Each session, it's gotten worse. Yesterday, it cracked. Keep in mind, I've skated this board maybe like 4 times in the last 6 days that I've actually had it set up. So really disappointed in the board's performance. I have to say I love the branding, I love the aesthetic, it's just the performance of the board just really didn't do it for me. Now I'll be the first to admit that I could have just gotten unlucky and gotten a board that, you know, randomly sucks. There's always that chance, but I think the reason why the board sucks so much is because they're a small company. They don't have set manufacturers. They probably found some factory in China to make these for them, and I'm not necessarily calling them greedy, but I think they went on the cheaper side and just got, you know, the cheapest boards that they could so that they could get the biggest margins and biggest return on their investment. And I don't blame them for doing that, but I'm just probably not gonna buy another one of their boards. Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I love Illegal Civ. I love their video, Godspeed. I mean, super entertaining video. 10 out of 10 would watch again, would recommend. Just not a big fan of their skateboards, but I wanna keep it positive. Alex Midler is the freaking man, and I want to be able to learn how to do back threes like Alex Midler. So that's what today's challenge is going to be. I'm going to warm up, we're going to get some clips, and then I want to learn how to do a proper back three. I can do them really crappy. You've probably seen them in other videos, and then I want to see if I can do it up a curb and off a curb. So I feel like that's a big ask, but sometimes in life, if you don't ask, you don't receive. So let's ask big and see if we can learn how to back three. So we've got about 10 to 15 minutes to pull off the trick challenge, which is a back three challenge. So we're gonna do a back three on flat and try and get one where it's not so cheater. Like I always do it like 180 and then do like a really gross pivot and lose all my speed. So I wanna get a good back three, a decent back three on flat ground, and then I wanna try one up a curb and then finally off a curb. So I just realized I was probably chopping off my head in that shot, but my legs are feeling pretty weak, but hopefully they have enough juice to pull out a few back threes that I feel proud of. So let's see if we can make it happen. Alright, so I can't quite figure out how to get these as high as I want. I got a few sketchy ones on flat ground, but nothing better than what I've already done in the past. So what I'm gonna try and do is try and do back threes up a curb. I'm hoping that will help me get the elevation that I need to be able to do the full 360. So not only is this part of the challenge, but I'm hoping that it will help me actually learn the trick. So I could be totally out of my mind and totally wrong, and this might not work, but I'm desperate. Let's see if this helps. Alright, so as you probably already suspected, the going up the curb thing didn't work that great. I felt like there was one there where it was starting to feel like, oh, maybe there's something here, but not everything you try works. So we've got a sketchy one on flat ground, ultra sketchy ones going up the curb. Maybe going down the curb is gonna give me the extra elevation that I need to get that 360 around. So I'm also kind of worried that I'm gonna twist my ankle. So that would suck. Let's get that out of the head. Let's just put it down. 5 tries and let's put this freaking 360 in the coffin and just be done. Woo! Well, what do you think? Does that count? Is that it? Got a long way to go with our back threes. So although I'm not a huge fan of this board, I am glad that I got it for one reason, and that's because Alex Midler is my inspiration, and I'm glad that a little bit of the money that I spent to buy this board is going to support him. The reason I like Alex Midler so much is not just because he's incredibly talented, but because of his mindset. There are some super gnarly skaters as far as like their skills go, but as far as like doing stuff that's just really dangerous and just slamming and then getting up and just going for it again, there's not many people that really compare to Alex Midler. And coming from somebody that does not like slamming and is not that resilient in skateboarding, that's really, really inspiring to me. Not only just with skateboarding, but like that mentality just in life. I say it every day. I say it every video to make every day a Friday. And part of creating a life where you feel like every day is a Friday, there's like, at least from what I've experienced, a lot of risks and a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty trying to follow your dreams and make that happen. And so that mentality of just putting courage over fear and just committing to something even though you could get buckled, that just really inspires me. So that's what I'm trying to do. I hope that's what you're trying to do. Make your dreams happen so that we can make every day a Friday. Let's get to work. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.